Music. This is beautiful. Check this out. So if I'm playing this chord, it's really cool. But this, man, this is beautiful. Look, I'm gonna come clean. When I started guitar or playing guitar, I was scared, and fear is the enemy. It's really killing all creativity. Now, I was basically overwhelmed with things to practice and how to get good at guitar. What we're gonna do right now is talk about a very important subject, that is arpeggios. I was scared of the concept of arpeggios and I didn't know how to go about it. So I'm gonna break it down to 7 points for you guys. They're very, very important, and they will allow a lot of freedom and creativity for us all. So please stick around and check all these points, because they're very simple, they're very easy, and they're very important if you want to get good at guitar. One of the biggest reasons people are stuck with their progression is that they're trying to do too much. Yes, doing too much is not a good idea. In that sense, taking something simple like arpeggios that I'm going to explain right now in depth is a great idea and tool to progress, because if you know something well, it actually affects everything you know. Before we dive in, hit, smash, crash the like button, and please subscribe. Let's do this. When we're playing arpeggios, we're basically playing the chords. So if this is C major, 1, 3, 5, I'm basically playing it instead of harmonically all together, broken chord. So I'm gonna play it in this area. So this is the first finger that is very important to C. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, which is basically C, E, G, and then repeating C, E, G, C. Now you might know it, but the big thing is listening to it deeply, and also when you're playing it, making sure that you're seeing the notes and you keep telling yourself, oh, this is G, this is how it sounds against the C, this is how it feels against the C, oh, this is E. So beautiful. Check this out, just the sound of it, right? Okay, this is how it feels. The thing is, if we do it that way, we can adjust things. Which is so beautiful, and this is the essence of music in a way, because we understand these building blocks of 1, 3, 5, but it opens a whole world of sounds. I'm gonna play right now on this loop of C major just to hear the triad. So it's gonna sound like this. So it's cool, but it's very limited, right? Question: what is your favorite reverb? Please drop a comment. I'm in the market a little bit. I'm using the Avalanche at the moment, but trying to explore some sounds. So I'm playing 3 notes, I'm playing the arpeggios, and I'm trying to do something with it, but it's still a little exercisey. So I'm gonna add 1 more note, and that is the 7. What is the 7? Well, good you asked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th note, B. So it's gonna sound like this, and I'm playing this arpeggio in this kind of way. So 1, 3, 5 are basic motion, and then adding the 7, B natural, C. How beautiful this is, right? It's so lush and kind of soft. I don't know, I really like this color. And it works really, really well in a lot of contexts. So it's giving you already a lot of freedom. Let's hear how it sounds for a second against the same loop. Here we go. So it's cool, it's a sound, right? But I can change the rhythm just a little bit, or maybe the order of notes. Instead of 1, 3, 5, 7 in order, I can Okay, so we're starting to get to a place that's almost music, and I know it takes time, but try to focus on the element that you're working on in a deep and honest way so you can progress with them in order to really learn. The next step is one of the most important steps for me, which is connecting this arpeggio with a scale. And the scale that I'm going to utilize is C major. And a lot of you probably know this position of C major, but it's important for us, like I mentioned time and time again, that we want to be aware of the notes that we're playing and try to connect, emotionally with these notes, to feel them, and also know that this is A, and this is how it feels and sounds. Because now we have this sort of blueprint of this chord, C major, and this chord can function within C major scale. So how cool it is to see the scale, the position, but also recognize these notes are a part of the position, so we can think about notes around these core notes. Check this out. Scale. And arpeggio. So I'm connecting already this idea of like seeing the C major in the context of the scale, which gives me a lot of motion and color, which is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you feel you need to see the framework more, I did create a full workshop called Unlocking the Fretboard, which goes in crazy depth all across the neck with arpeggios and positions and really a lot of really good stuff. So you can check it out here and get some discount as well. Speaking of colors, what we're gonna do right now is highlight the note D. Why D? Because it's gonna sound beautiful. So I'm gonna take this loop and try to think when I'm using this 1, 3, 5, 7 arpeggio, I'm gonna try and highlight the D from the scale. So thinking of C major scale as a framework and the arpeggio together and highlighting this color. Alright, we have the loop. So now I'm gonna highlight the note D, the 2, or the 9, whatever you wanna think about it. But basically, arpeggio. Right? Just that, basically targeting a color that is beautiful to our ears, and it doesn't have to be that D note, right? It could be any note that you feel strongly about. But you know, I like this 9, so I chose to utilize it. But I wanted to see how simple it is when you see this is C, you're like, oh, this is C, this is D. Done. And then you can choose the colors and kind of connect to them on this emotional level. So you're like, this is what I want to hear and this is how it sounds. And you can make it happen by really understanding the framework slowly but surely. Alright, one of the ways that people learn these arpeggios as well is doing what we call permutation, small and simple exercises to see them and hear them better. So what we're gonna do is taking this C major 7, the 1, 3, 5, 7, and I'm just gonna do now, there are different things, different ways to do it, it's all good, but you can just check it out slowly and think about your own variation, like 1, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 1, 5, 7, 1, 3. Any one of these would be really great to utilize because you're just kind of messing around and exploring the simple building blocks of this 1, 3, 5, 7 and seeing how it lays down on the guitar. Really important. Which brings me to one of my favorite positions of this C major 7 arpeggio. So check this out. I'm just taking this 7, 1, 3, 5, basically this kind of shape, and I'm gonna repeat it in 3 octaves, which gives us this like strong motion on the board, which I think sounds beautiful on guitar. So I'm playing the same thing 3 times, 3 octaves. C, do, mi, sol, B, C, E, G, and then the same thing, B, C. And I'm just gonna do it in kind of one line. It's important to see how we're going to that point, the arrival point. So it feels like not like kind of like segments, but really like so really feeling this, you know, from here, we're kind of going all the way there. Try it really slowly. 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, maybe 3, 4. In this point, I'm gonna show you 2 notes per string with the major 7 chord. So it will give us kind of symmetrical shapes that are really cool. It's definitely a little bit of practice, but it's really worth it. Let's dive in. So we can start from the G, basically here, and you can see how cool this shape is because it's like completely symmetrical. You can use hammer on and pull off if you wanted to get the specific sound that you want. Next one would be from B. So this is this shape, the 3 octaves that we talked about. The next shape would be from C, so it will be a little different. So I'm using 1-4 all the time, but just a lot of skips, if you can see. So it's kind of like a big spread, but it's also why it's cool. And sometimes it's hard when you want to play it fast because there's a lot of motion. Next one is here from E. So 1-4. It's a little more comfortable. And these are basically the 4 shapes that we're doing when we're playing the 2 notes per string for a major 7 chord. If we're playing a major 7, we can also adjust the colors if you wanted to. So instead of major 7, it would be a dominant 7. So basically C7 would be this. How cool is that? And you can use that framework that you just checked out to basically adjust the colors if you would like to. And it's a whole new set of fingers, and we could talk about it another time, but start exploring the C major 7. I think it's really awesome and really cool. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate you, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.